Wait. Listen to me. We need to have a serious talk about your money, because if you are retired, or you are even thinking about retiring, you do not have the luxury of making mistakes with your cash flow. You've worked too hard, you've saved too long, and you cannot afford to be standing at an ATM in a foreign country or even down the street, feeling that pit in your stomach because your card was declined. You're asking me, Susie, how much can I actually withdraw from Monese? And I want you to hear me loud and clear. The answer isn't just a number. It's about whether you are being a responsible steward of your own retirement. Monese is a great tool, especially for those of you who love to travel or have family abroad, but it has rules. And if you don't know the rules, you are going to get hurt. Now, let's look at the simple plan. If you are on the free tier because you think you're saving money, I want you to think again. On that plan, your daily ATM limit is usually around £300 or €300. But here's what they don't tell you in the big shiny ads. Every single time you go to that machine, they are going to hit you with a 2% fee. Do you understand what that means? If you're pulling out money for your grandkids or a nice dinner, you are handing over your hard-earned interest back to the bank. That is a mistake. If you've moved up to the classic or premium plans, which, if you're traveling a lot in retirement, you should be looking at, those limits might stay the same at that £300 mark daily, but your allowance for free withdrawals goes up. You might get £500 or even more a month without that 2% sting. But the limit is still there. Why? Because Monese is a digital-first platform. They want you spending on the card, not carrying around a pocket full of cash that you could lose. I know what you're afraid of. You're afraid of being stuck. You're afraid that you'll need £1,000 for an emergency repair or a medical bill while you're away, and the machine will say no. And you know what? It will. You cannot walk up to an ATM and expect to drain your Monese account in one day. The maximum is meant to protect the bank, but it's also meant to protect you from fraud. But here's the actionable takeaway I want you to write down right now. If you need more than that £300 daily limit, you have to plan ahead. You can use the app to send a bank transfer. Those limits are much, much higher, often up to £40,000 depending on your account level. If you need a large sum of cash, you don't go to the ATM, you transfer it to a traditional brick-and-mortar account where you can walk in and speak to a human being. Are you listening to me? Do not use Monese as your only source of cash if you are living on a fixed income. It is a secondary tool. You need to keep your main retirement funds in a high-yield savings account or a traditional bank with a physical presence. Use Monese for your daily spending, for your travels, and for the convenience of their app, but never, ever let yourself be in a position where $300 is the difference between security and a crisis. Check your app tonight. Go into the limits section. Don't guess. Know exactly what your plan allows. If you're on the free plan and you're withdrawing cash every week, stop it. You are wasting money. Either upgrade the plan so the fees vanish, or stop using the ATM and start using the card for your groceries and your gas. You have to be a warrior for your wealth. Retirement is not the time to be casual about fees and limits. Know your numbers, protect your cash, and for heaven's sake, stand in your truth when it comes to what you can and cannot spend. You can do this, but you have to be smart. Now, go check those limits.